major backwards. One. Start on one note. One, two, ready. All right. Looks like we're about ready to go. They just got a quick warm-up in. It is 5 o'clock on the dot, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. My name is Mike Greer. I am the director at DuBose Middle School for the Steel Band program. This is my 20th year teaching at DuBose and teaching the Steel Band program. And it's been such a privilege and an honor all these years, and especially this semester with your kids, to be in the classroom and just watch them grow musically. It's amazing. And what you're going to see today, I think you're going to be really, really impressed with and where they started as sixth graders, which is walking into my classroom, not knowing anything about what steel band was, how to hold the mallets, how to move the mallet, how to read notes, none of that. And then we came from, me introducing myself and introducing what a mallet is and a drum is to them learning what you're about to hear by reading. And that's a big deal. Music literacy is a big focus in my classroom. And I don't spoon feed anything. I don't rote teach anything. They have to read it to learn it. So what you're going to hear today from the sixth grade and from all the classes, they all learned by reading. That's a big deal. So I'm proud of these guys, and you're going to love what you're going to hear. So today's concert is a focus of all C.J. Menge's music, with a few arrangements of my own thrown in there for some Christmas music. So this first one, we're going to get started. This one's called Deep Eddy. This was the first song they learned. Right after about 3 weeks of learning how to read notes on the page, I gave them this piece of music. And they were up and running with this song, and in probably about a week and a half, they finished it. So without further ado, this is the DuBose first semester sixth grade classes combined, and we're doing Deep Eddy by C.J. Menge. awesome job, 6th grade. Okay, turn the page. Next song we're going to do, same composer, C.J. Mengi. This is Galapagos. And Galapagos is in the reggae styled and inspired by the Galapagos Islands. And we do have a solo section in this one. And if you are a soloist, please raise your hand so they can recognize you. Okay, awesome. So what's going to happen is these students that just raised their hand are going to make up a brief solo towards the end of the song. They're literally improvising on the spot. They're creating music on the spot. And if you can recognize where the end of their solo is, it's okay to clap in that moment also. And that's true for the rest of the concert. Anytime we have a solo section, feel free to clap as soon as it's done. All right, so here we go. This is Galapagos. Awesome job. Let's give one more round of applause to the soloists, please. Great job, you guys. And audience, you guys did a fantastic job recognizing those solos and clapping. Thank you so much. That was perfect. I appreciate you guys. Okay, we got another song coming up by CJ. This one's called 11. and it's a little more in the rock style, so this is a fun one. And I ordered this one, I think November is when I actually got this, and we learned it in probably 2 or 3 days. It's a pretty easy. It's an easy one, actually one that I would normally start with, but I just discovered it in November. So we wanted to put this one on the show anyway, even though it took us just a couple days to learn it. But this is 11, and then we'll have one more for you after this. Here we go. All right, we got one more for you. And full disclosure, we actually forgot to practice this one today. So this will be the first time they've played it together, and it'll be in front of you guys. So yeah, it'll be fine. These guys are going to do great. This is just a quick arrangement of Up on the Housetop in the soca style. Soca is a style of music from Trinidad, which is where all of this comes from. And about half the drums on this stage, as you may have noticed in the PowerPoint that I had rolling, did come from Trinidad, and that's the island in the Caribbean where all of this originates. So, Up on the Housetop in a soca style. But first, I also want to recognize I had a couple students soloing on the drum set that were helping lead the class. So Conrad and Jelani. Let's give a round of applause to Conrad and Jelani. You guys wave. Let's give them a wave. Conrad back there, Jelani over here. They did a great job. And honestly, there's about 3 or 4 of them that could lead us through about half of these songs already. So we had some really, really strong student drummers roll through during some class time. And so just really impressed with their leadership and their ability. But you'll be able to see them on drums next year. Okay, we are moving on to our last song. If you guys are ready, here is our arrangement of a soca style, Up on a Housetop. right, sixth grade, awesome job today, awesome job. You are all done. You guys are all going to exit that way. Go have a seat. Seventh grade, very carefully move through the auditorium to this stage level walkway over here. And we just have a couple minutes here to transition to the next class, and we'll get started. Okay, looks like we're just about ready. While you guys are waiting for them to get drums adjusted and music all set, just probably about another minute or so, what you're listening to in each of these transitions are albums that the DuBose Steel Band has recorded. We've put out 2 albums and a single in the last 6 years, and you can find them all on your favorite listening platform, whether that's Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, wherever you want to listen to them. You can go search out DuBose Steel Band, and you'll be able to listen year-round to what some previous classes have been able to record. Okay, looks like they're just about ready. All right, so our first song, also C.J. Mengi. C.J. Mengi is the focused, or the featured composer, rather. This one is the first song we learned this semester, and this is called Sock Roka. And it's a play on words between rock and soca, which are 2 styles of music. And I've messed this up announcing this a lot in the past, and I think I just got it right. So Sock Roka. Here we go. right, awesome. So this next one is called Rocket Stevenson, and this was a really cool piece for us to learn. It's probably one of the harder 7th grade songs that I've ever had 7th grade learn. And these guys did a fantastic job tackling this one. There's a pretty tough section in the middle. You hear it. But this one is influenced by the family of C.J. Mengi. So C.J. Mengi's wife's grandfather was Robert Stevenson, and he was one of the first, great-grandfather, one of the first steam locomotive engineers in England, and actually helped invent it as well. And Stephenson's rocket was what they called, that was a nickname for that, and you can go and see it in a museum. And anyway, so there's a family connection to this piece, and so he named this Rocket Stevenson and brought in some of the elements rhythmically that you might hear from a train, specifically in the drum set parts. And so there's a few times where you might hear something I'm playing emulate what we call a train beat or a train sound. But anyway, proud of these guys for tackling this one. This is Rocket Stevenson. Yeah, that was great. All right. So we've got one more for you, and some of you, if you made it to the Somerville Christmas tree lighting on Tuesday, you may have heard this one. We're going to play one more for you. Preparing for two different performances was one of the challenges for a couple grade levels, and these students all did a great job playing on Tuesday night in the freezing temperatures. But anyway, they did great, and one of the songs was Deck the Halls, and this is a soca-style arrangement of that. We do have some solos in this one. In fact, we have a lot of solos in this one. So, solos, raise your hand. All right. So now these are going to go pretty quick. They're going to go pretty much from this side of the stage, dip back a little bit here in the middle, come back up to here, and then go right back over and end with Connor. So just, try to keep track, clap if you see it, and please enjoy. This is Deck the Halls. Keep that applause going for the soloists. Just a little bit longer. Good job, solos. That was awesome. And audience, once again, great job. You guys are fantastic. Okay, 7th grade, great job. You're going to file out that way. Stage level walkway to your seats. Time for 8th grade to come on down on this side. We got one more short performance for you. Be just a couple minutes. We'll be ready. All right, we got just a couple more minutes here, and they'll be ready to play. So what you're about to see is a performance, and here is a performance by my 8th grade advanced steel band. Most of the students on this stage have been in the program for 2.5 years. They started in 6th grade, but in 6th grade it's just a semester class. So 2.5 years. And, like I mentioned earlier, once we're up and running, learning music, reading music, then I can just hand them a piece of music, and we go through a process to learn it that involves them just reading. And so we can get through some pretty hard music pretty quickly. So I'm real impressed with these guys and how they've progressed this semester. They had to prepare for 3 performances. This is their 3rd this semester. Along with 7th grade, they did play at the Ashley River Park. And they played a song there that we only learned for that performance, and then we moved on to music for the tree lighting, and there's a song there that we did only for that performance, and then the rest we sort of saved for this concert. So what you guys get to hear is a semester-long work in progress, and anyway, it's been a fantastic semester, and it looks like they're just about ready. So, okay. Here we are. So this first song is called North Shore by C.J. Mengi. And we do have 2 solos in this one. We've got Grayson and we've got Ezra. So you should be able to recognize pretty clearly when they're done playing, and go ahead and give them some applause for that. All right, here we go. This is North Shore. Yeah, lots of rhythmic complexity in that one. Great job, you guys. That sounded fantastic. Okay, so this next one's fun. Also, CJ Menge. This is called Black Olives. And this one is going to feature Ezra Dees on timbales. And we've got Daniel helping us out in the engine room on claves, which is this. The clave is a rhythm that threads throughout the entire piece. We start with it. You're going to hear them all play chopsticks. That's the clave. And then Daniel takes that and continues that throughout the entire piece. And then we do have two soloists, I believe. We got Aiden and Dane that are going to solo. You guys raise your hands. They can see you and hear you. All right, so Aiden's going to take a solo and Dane's going to take a solo. All right, please enjoy. This is Black Olives. All right, Ezra, thank you. Great job. That was a fun little back and forth, little drum battle between Ezra and I. Okay, great. We got one more for you. And we've got a piece called Christmas Eve in Sarajevo, 1224, which is based on the Carol of the Bells. And the arrangement that we're playing is inspired by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I'm sure you've heard of them. And we're playing a very similar arrangement. And I had a friend of mine in the classroom who knows some members from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And this friend of mine took a video of the students performing, sent it to some of the violinists and cellists from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and they were absolutely ecstatic to hear it, to see it, and they sent a nice video message back saying it was great. And so they got some great recognition from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, kind of behind the scenes for doing this piece, which was obviously inspired by them. So anyway, pretty neat moment for them. It was about a week ago. So this is a fun arrangement, a lot of different Christmas melodies intertwined throughout Carol of the Bells. All right, and as soon as this is done, this is our last piece. As soon as this is done, 8th grade does have a little bit of cleaning up to do, but once this is done, 6th and 7th grade students will be free to go at that point. All right, we're almost out of Christmas hats. Now we're down to antlers. All right, it looks like we are ready to go. Here we go, everybody. This is 12:24, Christmas Eve in Sarajevo.